Alright, we be back with more of this. I don't know if there's any issues in the last one just because, I record these in batches most of the time, so I won't know for a while. And I'm also planning to record basically all of October's uploads today, so I won't know at all. Anyways, with that being said, let's just jump into it. My throat is gonna kill itself at the end of this recording session. I'm full now. The sugar's flowing to my brain, so I'm finally up to par now. The break room. Fujini is munching on some sweet bean jelly as she drinks some tea. The only thing audible in the quiet dojo is the sound of arrows. It must be because Fujini is calm now. Sensei, I'm going to the range now, so excuse me. Alright. Oh, I'm sorry. Alrighty. Oh, can you tell Mitsuzuri-san to come here? I need to talk to her. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm usually like, I kind of don't want to do, like, the san, like that, those kind of things, like the honorifics. Like, my brain just turned off when I was trying to think of the other ones. But for some reason with it, when it comes to these two, it just feels right. Okay, please stay at your leisure, senpai. If you can, it'd help, if you can, I hate saying it'd, even though I know what it, like, it would help me out if you would coach me. Sakura bows and leaves, but when she does so, she looks uneasily at Saber, who's watching us quietly by the wall. So, what are you going to do now? The club's over at 5, so will you just watch until then? What should I do? It seems Saber's looking at the archery range with interest, so I should stay at the... Well, hang on, she's looking at the archery range with interest, so I kind of want to stay here. This is one of those, I kind of want to come back to it in the future kind of things. So I'll stay at the archery range. That is what I told Sakura I was gonna do. Yeah. I think I'll cause trouble if I walk around school with Saber. I'll relax. This is also weird for me because, like, I'm trying to, like, not let the anime influence me. As I was taking that decision, I was like, oh yeah, Shiro did this thing in the anime. Unless I'm, like, conflating set different scenes, but this feels like the same part in the anime. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try and not let that influence me at all and just be like, what would I do, Darkbender do in this situation? Even though Shiro is very much so his own character with his, like, own personality, which is always weird when they give you, like, those kinds of games with, like, here are all these options, but this character is very well defined. That's how it is with, like the Quarry and, like, Dead by Day, I mean, not Dead by Daylight, Until Dawn. I have Dead by Daylight on my mind. I've never played it. I have it, and I was planning to play it for October, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I'll cause trouble if I walk around school with Saber. I'll relax in this familiar club room. Yeah, I'll stay and watch if it's not going to be a bother, Fujini. Alright, well I'm going to go teach so you can relax here. Oh, you don't have to restrain yourself if you want to shoot. You're my student, and you're better than most people. Yeah, she's not wrong. I'm better than anyone when it comes to shooting arrows. Even though I was away for a while, I'm sure I could get the same results I had when I used to come here. That's not because of my skill in archery. I can hit the target like I do in my mind because of my everyday training in magic. That's not true, Fujini. I'm missing the endurance part of accuracy. Piercing strength, and endurance. What? What? Do you mean how you have to shoot more than 200 arrows a day, and how everything else is just releasing the bow? You know, boring... Wait. Do you mean how you have to shoot more than 200 arrows a day, and how everything else is just releasing the bow? You know, boring things, Shiro. Hey, you should know this if you do archery. At any rate, I can't shoot if my mind isn't into it. I'm not prepared at all, so I don't know if I'll even hit the target. I feel that. Oh, but Shiro, shooting arrows every day isn't the only way to train. The endurance is good enough if you're training yourself. It's good to make a distinction, but it's also good to try to respect archery. It'll be good if you just nod, so be honest once in a while. It'll all be good if you just nod, so what does she mean by that? Fujini disappeared into the range. Mitsuzuri comes in and takes her place. Excuse me? Oh, why the upset face, Emiya? Oh, I bet Fujimaru-sensei scolded you, huh? I guess so. She told me not to worry too much. Well, she's totally right. Oh, I see. I thought you quit because you didn't want to shoot anymore. But you still want to, huh? That's unexpected. Yeah, didn't he quit because, like, I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the Fate route. Didn't he quit because there was, like, drama with Shinji? It's unexpected. What? You thought I got bored with archery? Yeah, you only missed the target once. You were freaking good ever since I joined the archery club. Your form was really beautiful, and you looked like you didn't know how to miss. I thought you weren't happy about hitting the target because you're so good. You couldn't get into this mentality without the bow, so I was annoyed that the bow might just be hindering you. What? These people speak in riddles now. Oh, did I guess right? I bet I did. Shooting is the mentality of shooting your mind, right? The arrow is not shot at the target, but shot at the mind of the shooter trying to hit the target. So you won't understand the mentality if you can't face yourself. Oh. That was a little direct with the themes of this route, but, you know, it works. In other words, archery is a way to kill you. Oh, well. Being a little on the nose, aren't you there, Nasu? Is trying to make yourself transparent and to become one with nature. The 8 stages of shooting. Ashumbi, I'm going to do my best here, I do apologize. Ashibumi, Dozukuri, Yugamai. Oh, this one. Uchiokoshi, Uchiyokoshi, Hikiwaki, Kai Hanare, and Zunshin. I think I pronounced most of that correctly. Exists for that purpose. Kai, the unity of the self and the target. Hanare, releasing the arrow which has become yourself and the moment time stops. Zunshin, the self that is shot to the target already knows it will hit, and the action and the result become one to make the past and the future into a point. It is only a way to train yourself according to the set stages. Yes. Archery is similar to meditation and magic. Well, it's like preaching to a Buddha. Hitting the target is like a bonus in archery. Archery is more like a path to obtain the mentality. It's a path and not a technique. But to put it another way, you can't reach that mentality without a bow and arrow. I thought that was the boring part for you. We shoot arrows and feel it when we hit the target. We know hitting the target is only a technique, but we can't tell if we succeed unless the arrow hits the mark. But you're the type that doesn't care where the arrow goes. Anyone can hit the target in archery, disregarding bothersome things like the 8 stages of shooting. Anyone can hit their target if they pursue the technique to hit the target. But they are only making the arrow hit the target with technique. Real shooting hits no matter how bad the shooter may be. I don't know. I go to the range so that I can hit the target. I like how she went on this like long philosophical diatribe, and he's like, I just go to shoot, man. What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. Isn't there a faster way to get a bow and go into the range? Isn't there a faster way than getting a bow and going into the range? First of all, the bow and arrow are unnecessary for you. You missed a target once before, right? I went to see how surprised you'd look, but you were acting normally. I asked you why, and you said, I missed because I imagined for it to miss. I didn't miss as a result, but you made it miss with your own will. That's when I thought that you're always imagining the arrow striking the target before you release it. What are you saying? That's just basics, right? Don't you imagine the arrow hitting the target and release it accordingly? Of course, people try different things wishing for a good result, but it's only in our imagination. We can't see it like you do, Emiya. It means you're one with nature. You've reached nothingness, to put it in martial arts terms. I don't know if I'm really seeing, but I can nod back to the nothingness part. It is the strength of a magus to erase oneself, to make a self into a circuit, making the self transparent and ridding oneself of attachments and wishes to only obtain the result. The training of archery and magic are similar in regards to making the self into nothing. That's difficult. So what did you want to tell me? It's just that it's easy for you to turn transparent because you're unselfish. You should be more selfish and greedy. It's boring to become a master at such a young age, right? I won't tell you to be like Shinji, but why don't you have some fun once in a while? I'm at a loss for words. I think that's not true, but I can't think of anything that's fun for me. See, that's why you're troubling Sakura so much. You have to know how to have fun now, or you won't be able to when you get old. That is an amazing point. I know, I've actually known a couple people throughout my life who had a very, similar mindset to Shiro. And this might sound super dorky, but seeing, how Shiro's, like, ideals and flaws are explored and, like, not necessarily debunked, but challenged throughout, like, Unlimited Blade Works at Heavensfeel has helped me when talking to people with Shiro's mindset. So I think, like, what she's saying to him right now is very good. People call those kinds of people good for nothingness, People call those kinds of people good for nothings, you know? Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I feel like that's a little different. Man, has it become so bad that a classmate is worrying about me when I get old? Why are you so worried about me? Because you don't laugh, Emiya. Huh? Oh, wasn't that one of, like, Nasu's, like, notes for the anime? It was like, please don't... Or was that just, like, a rule he had when writing? It was like, never have Shiro laugh or smile, I think was what it was. And then in Heavensfeel, there are pictures of him smiling and laughing. But that's okay. We were all laughing, but you didn't laugh, even at my best jokes. So? Yep, I'm still holding a grudge from that time, she declares as if smiling to a rival. You know, I think I'm starting to understand why people like Mitsuzuri. Like, Otaku Daikun puts up, like, these waifu polls and, like, that kind of stuff. And sometimes Mitsuzuri is on them. And, like, when I see her win anything, I'm like, why? She had, like, 2 conversations. What's the deal with What's the deal with this? But I'm kind of getting it. Like, if she gets, like, explored a little, because I do think she appears a little bit later in this route again. Not for, like, anything super duper major. But, like, she seems like one of those, like, background characters that gets a decent amount, like, at least enough to be a likable character. So I'm like, I think I get it now why she could win something. The club ends when the sun starts setting. The sun sets earlier in the wintertime, and they must also take into account the dangerous events happening recently. Oh, where's Shinji? I haven't seen him today. He's skipping the club. He might have a new girlfriend as he's like this recently. Oh, I would feel so bad for Ryder if she was. Mitsuzuri says this as if it's nothing, and walks to the school building. See ya, I have business in the teacher's office. Holding the key in her hand, the archery club captain leaves. We're at the front gate. Fujini, Sakura, Saber, and I part with everyone else here. Goodbye, Sensei! Don't tease Emiya, Tiger! We start going down the hill with those voices in the background. We keep walking. Sakura and Fujini are beside me, and Saber is following behind us. Why is that girl following us? Then, it seems she only realized it now. Does she not go up to this random girl who was just hanging out in the club room and be like, hey, you interested in, like, archery? And, like, or talk to her at all. Granted, it is Fujini, so I can't... Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. Hey, do you know her, Shiro? It's the second time today I've had that question. Thanks to Mitsuzuri letting me practice, I'm able to answer without hesitation. Yeah, I brought her here, so it's natural for me to know her, right? Yeah, so what kind of relationship do you have with her? Yeah, I never heard of Shiro having a foreign friend. No, she's not my friend, but an acquaintance of my father. I guess she's the daughter of a friend of my father? Kiritsugu? Then this girl came to visit Kiritsugu? Yeah, she'll be staying at my place for a while, so will you give her your best regards? Huh? Sakura and Fujini give the same reaction at the same time. I love Saber just stoic in the background, as these two just go through a flurry of emotions. Well, it's natural for them to both be surprised. Wait, Shiro, are you going to be living with her? No, Saber's only staying for a short while. I'm only letting her stay here, like in a hotel. It's nothing to be surprised about, right? She's called Saber-san, senpai. Yeah, I know it's a strange name. I think she has some strange aspects considering she's not used to Japan. Wait, some strange aspects considering she's not used to Japan. Oh, she might seem a bit blunt, but she's actually really kind. It'll help me out if you can be friends with her, Sakura. Okay, that's fine, but... Sakura looks away from me and looks at Fujini as if asking for help. Fujimaru-sensei, will you permit Saber-san's stay? I can't approve of it as a teacher, but I can't just ignore someone who came depending on Kiritsugu. She looks dependable, so I don't think anything will happen, right, Shiro? Fujini glances at me and asks me an impolite question. Of course! She's my guest. If she's my She's my guest if she's my father's guest. I can't do anything impolite to her. First of all, she's like my sister. How old is she? She looks younger than Sakura. I guess so. She stares at my face. Then once we come to the bottom of the hill... Do you like her, Shiro? She suddenly gets me with a surprise attack. I don't know, I just met her too! So I can't answer a question like that. Ugh, my face is burning. I bet my face is all red right now. You're telling the truth, but it might be possible in the future, huh? I don't... that's funny. I don't know what she read off of me. Fujini crosses her arms and grows quiet as if she's pondering something. And that'll be the end there. This is definitely like that weird section of like the beginning of the story where it's like not a whole lot really happens, but it's just more like character interactions and character building, which I'm fine with. I always just feel bad when we get to the end of the episode. I'm like, we didn't do anything but talk at each other, nothing else. But at the same time, that is what visual novels are. So, I mean, if you're disappointed by that, you came to the wrong series. But I do just tend to like to end things at scenes near the 20-minute mark, give or take a little bit. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.